Well, I had the opportunity, actually, to be a guest on the lounge show. Yeah, I was all ready to do it. And then one of the hosts, Rob Scott. Yes, that's the one. It's Rob and Bob. So it was Rob who said he didn't want me to appear, that I wasn't relevant anymore. But look, I was just happy to get the initial invitation. I mean, who wouldn't be?
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Two entirely different sets of audio. One end is a big, like, that's like a huge theater right there, right? That's like, I don't know, Carnegie Hall or something. And then the one before that was, no?
I don't think it was that big. Carnegie Hall is pretty big, Bob.
Yeah.
That sounded to me like a movie theater. Except they wouldn't be whistling.
That last one?
Well,
okay. It's hard to say because I have to cycle through them all, and I'm not going to do that to you or our vast listening audience. Hello, everyone. Where's our?
And they're also they could be watching too. What?
Our little comments section thing down at the bottom. It's not there.
Oh, are people commenting? I'm looking at the comment board, and there's no comments.
You are? Oh, wow. I don't even have a comment board. I only see it when it shows up on my screen.
It says here, the chat is ready to display messages. It says that every week when I open up that.
But for some reason, it's not there. Isn't it?
By the way, it's the Lounge Show.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
And
Bob's
you are the regular crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And, I rushed in. If you think about it, I mean, really, it was 3:32 this afternoon, Pacific time, when I said, oh, yeah, it's Saturday. So,
well, at least you remembered it was Saturday.
I did, because we weren't here last week. And, the cards and letters, how they stack. It's probably good that the comments aren't here, or, boy, we'd be getting an earful.
So, did you have a good time? I think you were going somewhere social. I don't mean to pry, but you were going somewhere social.
Yes.
Dinner,
let me think. All these social things I do all the time. They run together. Was that no? What was that?
Well, I don't know, but you said you had to do something.
I did. Hold on, and it went a lot longer than I thought too. Why is my brain blanking?
That's okay. Obviously, all the folks you were with really had an impact. They really made an impact, didn't they? That you just can't get enough of it. You wait middle of the night. Oh my God, I know, Tracy. I'm sorry.
I remember.
I remember.
Yes. We went and ate at.
Wow. Some have way and not, I guess. Yeah,
we went and ate at a tapas restaurant called something or other, Firefly. And I had mixed feelings. Like I was like, tapas, you always overspend or whatever my little story was. But the food was so good. It was everything was just like, okay, I get it, but still. But yes, it was really good. We had a good time. I was up way past my bedtime, and socially that's tough for me because. When my social currency runs out, this is what it looks like.
I've seen when your chips are gone off the gambling table, your social currency, as you say, yeah.
And I can't think creatively. It's hard to engage a couple of times they wanted to talk about things that normally, I guess, I don't know. It was like AI and stuff like that. And I just didn't have the energy to bring the conversation in. But since the questions kept coming, what would happen is like the answers would build up and then I'd burst out some answer in a really dismissive way, and then just be quiet again. And the whole time I'm going, we can't do this. We have to go out in the afternoon. I can't. Everyone's going to think I'm a total asshole all the time.
You though, or were you just paranoid? Were you over analyzing your actions?
No, I think if you talk to Tracy, she would vouch for the fact that in the evenings it's a crapshoot with me.
You're a sundowner already, Bob?
No, don't put it that way. Jesus Christ.
we gotta make sure we talk to Bob.
No, my God. No,
okay,
I get up at 3 in the morning. It's just,
you know you do.
At 3 in the morning when you're in bed.
The
I'm
wholesome
baking
bakers aren't
bread.
even up yet. They're not even up yet. I think they're 4, aren't they? Aren't they 4 in the? Well, maybe they are
At 3 in the morning when you're in bed.
Yeah,
Okay, God, this cursed delay.
Yeah, that's okay, because now, good news, not that anyone is watching, but the point is the sound problem fixed itself today.
Whoa, it fixed itself.
Well, no, but it didn't fix itself, but I stumbled upon, and Bob knows this boring story, and I'm going to bore you with it too. That's been the pebble in my shoe regarding this computer.
Indeed.
It's been this just little, and I reached out.
And it would
to
be
the
mine
sweet-
too, by the way.
Oh, and it just drove me nuts. It was, honestly, I'll tell you how bad it is, and this is how weenie I am or weird I am. It's that feeling when you would wake up after a party and you didn't remember everything you said the night before. And so you were going through in your head, oh my God, I hope I didn't make a jerk of my, oh, I hope I did. You look at your phone, you read text, you see if you called anyone at 3 in the morning. Okay, whew, that angst, that's perpetually how I feel with the sound bad on this computer. Is that kind of, And today,
I kind of lost track. You were so descriptive. I kind of lost track. What are we talking about?
know.
What makes him feel this way? It was, the sound. Yeah.
I brought you all the way around there, didn't I? That's what, And so I had to write it down. Audio enhancements was selected like 3 layers down in the sound area of the settings on Windows, and it was called audio enhancements. And I go, okay, ha, ha, ha.
Ha ha ha!
And I click it, and poof, the sound
You'll
was
never
back.
earn more than $19,000 a year.
Right. 19 grand. That's not bad. And so yes, audio enhancements. And I got up here around 7 tonight and just listened to tunes on Spotify for like an hour. It was just
Because
so
it was
nice.
enjoyable again. Yes.
Yes. This is a nice little computer. It costs way too much money, and it should have sound, for goodness.
I'm going to
And
have
it
that
did.
moment. Right now, I had the speakers I had forever, little tiny, computer speakers. And I said, all right, I'm going to get something a little better. And I was looking for maybe like a sound bar type thing. And I looked at it, and it was suspiciously inexpensive.
Yeah. You know what I have here, right? I've got the 3. I've got the 2 satellites and a subwoofer on the floor, and they're Klipsch, and they sound good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Suspiciously inexpensive.
But they got the colored lights that cycle, and it said 360 degrees sound. And I'm like, all right, well, I give it a
Did
shot.
it say it like that in the commercial?
It was written that way. So, but it does not. It
360
sounds.
sound.
It's horrible. It's
Yeah.
really
You
bad. And
you
I have
bought
been
it.
settling for a long. I mean, the sound. Oh, I need.
Yeah.
Which is what I
There are
wanted when I
certain
bought
things.
that, but I.
So now, so maybe you can use it on a TV screen somewhere in the house? Or
No.
maybe use
It's crap.
Oh, okay. We're not having. You're embarrassed to have people hear sound in your sound home with that
In my
crappy
sound
sound.
home. Welcome to
Well,
my
you're
sound
a
home.
Yeah, you're a sound and light guy. It's like a Broadway play when you go to Bob and Tracy's. It's fun. There's lots of light. Speaking of lights, my new thing, and I know it's weird, then boring, but night lights. The other night, because I have 3 night lights in the house, in the guest bathroom downstairs, guest bathroom upstairs, and one in the hallway, in case so people, they wake up in the middle of the night, don't tumble down the stairs.
Mhm.
And they're just your basic, go to Home Depot and there's this photo cell and it's just a night light. And then it dawned on me the other night, I bet you they have really creative, and they do, really creative looking night lights that look like old street lamps from the 1800s in London and all this stuff.
Yep.
And that's my new thing. I'm buying all those. We're redoing all the night lights in the house. And I think of you because I was going to put one in the master bath, but no, I have a night light that
That's right,
illuminates
you
the
do.
toilet bowl that you got me, you and Tracy got me.
2 things. One, I meant to bring up last week. Or last time we did the show, which would have been 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was weeks ago.
When the Michael Caine thing played. I assume you saw that he is officially retired.
No, I didn't see
He
that.
retired
The man's
from
been in
acting a
million
couple of
movies.
weeks ago. He says, I'm 90 for crying out loud. I'm done.
I'm done.
It was basically, that was the
And I
gist.
can't take the humiliation of not being able to do the lounge show.
And then,
So he's
thanks,
He's
Rob.
going to be a recluse. He's going to be a recluse now. Speaking of people who retired from show business, Matthew Perry. You know who Matthew Perry
I was
is?
that was number 2. I was just about to bring that up. Retired. That's a little interesting way of putting it.
I thought it'd be fun, but you already knew. So then I thought it'd be a fun transition. Use the word
I
retired.
Deborah, my daughter Deborah, texted me that like 30 seconds before we connected.
Right.
I did
I
not
heard
know
it right
that.
before
Hey,
we
look
went
at
on.
that, ladies and gentlemen. We
Hey,
have
Sammy's here.
comments.
Sammy's here. Awesome.
So even though it didn't say, well, even though we ain't got money, anyway. All right. So let's see.
He drowned. He drowned. He was 54 years old.
I
and he
know,
drowned.
isn't that? There's more to that story.
Yeah. Usually when I shouldn't say usually, but it always seems to me you were so-and-so and then you drowned.
Yeah.
You had done too much of this, you had drank too much of that, you had ingested too much of whatever, and then you drowned.
Yeah, and that, of course, is what you would assume, given his history, probably. But
He's had problems.
It could be something totally different and bizarre, like a boating accident. This was no boating
It could have
accident.
been. Speaking of, and Sammy says she missed us. She hasn't been here. She's usual one of our regulars, but she hasn't been here for a while. But it's nice to have her on the show today. We were just catching up, Sam, on the fact that audio sounds better in my house, and Bob couldn't remember where he went last week, but it was a tapas place, which I always find interesting, these tapas places, because you're right. A lot of times the food is good. I'm just not into the price for the small amount of food. There's my yin and yang of tapas places.
Yeah.
They a good. Wow, is that good? Oh, yeah, I'd love more of that. No, that'll be $18. It's a muffin, or whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, but it's really good food. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
fun to cook in those kitchens because you're just spitting out these little portions.
They just spit on the food? Is that part of tapas? See, if I had known that, I would not have gone. I did not know that. Well, let's just say it here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know,
Yeah.
Rob Scott has announced that tapas.
So here's
is about-
something that I'm just going to, we'll just play a little drop here, okay?
Hello, Doug. This is Dr. Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
Okay, so I watched the new
Okay. Okay.
Have you?
Okay. No.
See, I knew that you would be interested.
Yeah, well, it's about my mother. She's getting on now, and she doesn't have much of a life. And she doesn't want to do anything or go anywhere. And she literally hangs around the house all day. I mean, it's very frustrating.
Doug, I'm sorry. Can we just go back for a second? You said your mother literally hangs around the house. Well, I suppose it's a pet peeve of mine, but what you mean to say is that she
You know what my
figures
pet peeve is?
around the house. to literally hang around the house, you'd have to be a bat or a spider monkey.
That's right. So here's the thing. I watched the new Frasier. It's on Paramount Plus. I said, why not? It's 30 minutes. I see the first episode. He's moving back to Boston.
Yeah.
And he's got a buddy who's an old teaching buddy. He's going to be his new character, I guess. To bounce off all the stuff.
So, I've seen all the little drops on it. I just have not followed.
Okay. And then they give you a catch up on his son. Freddie's grown up, his son. And then there's his nephew, who is Niles and Daphne's son. And then he gets to have all the Niles things. He uses the nasal spray, and the pollen in here is incredible. He's a Nile. And then they explain how Martin has passed away. His dad passed away.
Yeah.
So they get you all caught up on the characters, which tells you then obviously those characters are not, well, his dad did actually pass away. Who played, what's his name? John? No.
Yes.
Martin, what was his name? John
Not
something.
Martin. Yeah. Damn it. If you hadn't said that, it's gonna pop into our head, but it is John.
John. Well, anyway, he has since passed away, but I've only read bylines online that says David Hyde Pierce, who plays Niles, they had a falling out or something happened where he's not going to be on the show, but I didn't read any of it.
But I also saw that
Okay.
it's possible if the series is renewed, that they may make he and Daphne may make a cameo next season.
Okay. Well, I watched it, and it's okay. Is it great? No. And that's what, 25 years? It's basically Frasier, right? I mean, that's what they're doing. I think James Burrows still has a hand in it, but it's Frasier. But it's Frasier 25 years after, and I'm going, the storylines are all we have to rebuild an entire arc of all the new characters. And this woman wants him to teach at Harvard. And I only watched the first episode, like the first 26 minutes, right? So
Yeah,
this
okay.
teacher, he's head of curriculum or something at Harvard, and they really want him to go there and teach. And so
And
he'll
how many-
probably take the job.
How many have been released so far?
I don't know. I only watched the one. They may have three
I
or
feel
four
like-
in there by now.
I feel like, well, at least 2 or maybe 3. I am curious about it, but I think I want to let it just play out, and then maybe one day I'll catch up. I was really kind of waiting to see if you had a review of it. Are you going to give
well,
it a chance? Are you going to watch any more?
I don't see. That's just it. I should,
I
but
want
I'll
you
tell
to.
you.
I want you to because You're a Frasier, I
I
think
am.
and sometimes shows they need a couple of episodes
do.
to find themselves, and so I think
Have
it
you
would be
ever watched
unfair
the
to.
first Seinfeld or the first Cheers? They sucked.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like they have to
Right.
find themselves, and so you just because of old time's sakes, you give it a chance,
Right.
and
Oh,
just
by
see
the
if
way,
it.
I've got a picture I wanted to share. So let's see if this will work, because you know how sometimes I can't get the thing to share the screens. Now let's see. Select the tab to share. I don't know what the heck. Okay, there it is, and share. Let's see if that works. It does work. So Latbat bought this for me, and I
Oh,
thought I'd take a
thankful.
cool.
Yes,
Yes, I
very
thought I'd take a
nice.
cool picture with the, kind of the little bit of I like the shadows and the candle lit and so forth.
Sure, it's
And
very
that,
artistic.
it kind of is, considering I'm not visually artistic, not like Bob, boys and girls, and that is. I was very jazzed on that. I said stop sharing, and now I'm now. Oh, there I am.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm sorry that she was not
I'm
here to see this. She is Latbat is at Costco. We have teenagers at the house. Amber's having a little
yeah.
bit of a Halloween party, and then or a gathering of her friends, and she's like outside my office. There's that uh, the whole loft area
Yeah.
upstairs. It is so decorated. It is so well decorated. She spent all day on it. She's a little Tracy, so I mean, it's
Yeah.
um,
Well, I was there. I was there last year, October,
okay.
and
Well, yeah. Well,
it
this
was great. It was grand.
yeah.
I loved
But
it.
this little thing up here is
I'm
next level,
excited.
and then apparently they're Ubering later, like at 9:30 my bedtime, to a real party, and then
Oh,
God
really?
knows when they'll be back. Or actually, I think Tracy said she was going to come back and take them. Yeah.
So here's something too. If I can now, I'm going to try this again to
I'm
see
not
if I
talking.
can do another picture. What? I'm listening. Can
No,
you see this now?
I'm listening too, and I'm very disgusted with my languaging.
Now you see
T.
you see the arrow down there in the bottom left that I'm kind of moving the arrow.
Yes,
the
I
mouse
do.
Arrow.
I hope that you
Okay,
folks at
boys
home
and
see
girls,
it.
that is where Bob fell in the water.
Oh my God!
And
Can we zoom in on that? What do they say in
let's see.
Blade Runner?
Hold it, let's see if I
Enhance
can zoom.
enhance to
Let's see if we
27.
can't get this. So there. So right there where the mouse is, there's a boat there now, but there wasn't. There was just Oaks. It says boat tours on there. I
Man,
don't know
oh
if you can
man,
read that.
I wish I could. I wish I could take over the mouse and point to where. Wasn't I on the other side? Wait a minute.
No. We came down here and we jumped over this little fence kind of thing here
Yeah.
because this was all locked up, and then
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, but then okay,
Yeah,
hold
but
on.
I can make it a little bigger if you want. Here, I'm trying to
Point
get
to the
zoom in.
side that I fell again.
Right here. This boat is in the way. This was a pier right here. This boat is.
Oh,
docked
okay,
at the
okay,
pier.
and it was parked that way, the other way.
Right. So this boat wasn't here, and Oak just came up with a little boat. His boat would be
Right,
about
and
the
I
length
was
of
stepping
two
in,
of
and
these
that's it. So yeah, and then on the opposite corner down below, and you go up, and then it's hard to tell, but that's a little hallway or whatever. That's a
Yeah.
wall, and then we stand behind the wall, and that's where I think I set my video camera when the cops came out of
Right.
pure fear.
So we were sitting around. We would jump this thing, and they came and bothered us. And then we finally got to here, and the Oak's boat was right here. And I got in, and I turned around, and Bob was gone.
gone.
He just had left us. He had just left. But I found that picture online the other day, and I thought, well, we can tell because we've told the story of Bob losing his equipment many times in the lounge.
I really lost my equipment, if you know what I mean. And speaking of Lake Geneva, here's on the opposite end of the lake. We have the still
Yeah.
blurry cam looking
there's
god
the still
awful.
blurry cam is still
That's
there.
it's
Yeah.
like you're going to see Bigfoot walk by with that kind of focus.
That would be kind of cool, right? Because we'd go, I can't tell if it's Bigfoot or if it's just a bat flew in front of the
I
camera.
don't know, but I sure know a bit I need to make ready for the next couple of weeks.
So here's a new one. I found a new Solid Gold. I thought that one was kind of fun.
I think that's what you should play that anytime I tell an amazing story.
Really?
Yeah, well,
It's
it'll
just-
never get. Well, it certainly won't get overplayed.
Anyway, yeah. So we've regaled them. What it's so cute. Speaking of shows, I just finished Game of Thrones. Oh, and now Sammy's moving on to House. She churned through Game of Thrones in like a month, and there's a lot of Game of Thrones. That's a hefty order.
There are a lot
to
of
watch.
games of Throne.
Yeah, that's right. There's many
There
people.
were a
sitting.
lot of games thrown.
Did you ever watch that? That's not your jam,
It's
is it? No,
not
see,
at all.
No.
Not even a little.
So I'm wearing the orange for Halloween. Are you gonna do you get trick or treaters? I remember my dog speaking to Sammy. Oh, you do. Do you like the trick or treater thing? Seriously.
Okay.
Do you like it?
Remember,
I mean,
who
you've
you're
been
talking
around.
to.
Yeah. Well, no,
Well,
I'm
I'm
saying,
personally over it, of course, but I mean, you know, it does.
I've been trying to analyze. Sammy came.
But here's the
over-
thing, and I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm sure when you were here for Halloween last? No, you weren't.
Mm-mm.
I'm one of
It
those
was
people who
Halloween
gets. I'm one of those
time,
people who gets. I'm one of those people who gets triggered every time I hear a knock. Who is that? Da da da. Make them go away. And he hates musicals, ladies and gentlemen.
He hates musicals. That's right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So no. I hate the doorbell, and every time it rings, I get triggered. So it's not my favorite. It's like a dog with thunder.
I was thinking. Oh, okay. Or fireworks. Dogs don't like fireworks either. So because Samantha was over, my daughter. So she was over.
The one
a
whose
bit
name is
ago.
on the screen.
But one of his names on the screen and said, "So, Dad, are you going to get candy for trick or treat?" I go, "No, I don't turn the light on. I turn the light off. I don't.
I'm a Grinch.
I don't ask. I am kind of Grinch. If there's a Halloween Grinch, I don't know what they name him.
Grunge.
But that's so I've been. But then I was thinking about it the other day. I go, okay, what is it? And about trick or treating, and I remember I didn't mind going with the kids around the neighborhood and watching my children trick or treat. That was fun. I enjoyed
right, but
that.
going solo and as an adult, it's just not the same.
No,
People
well,
look at you
no,
funny,
not- no.
and they don't give you any candy and stuff. Maybe sometimes they offer
Yeah,
you a
see,
drink.
Sammy called me a Grinch too. But the thing is, I liked going with the kids. I don't like working the door. Just like you, I don't like working the whole idea of working the door.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
what are you supposed to be? I'm
What
supposed to be done by
Out of
now.
here. Right.
I got windows to soap and eggs to throw, lady.
Supposed to be
I'm
out
supposed
of
to
here.
be. I mean,
next
that's just
neighborhood.
working the door. But now Kim used to work the door well. She wore the witch's outfit and
Sure.
had these beautiful bowls of candy and had the hat. And
I
the
see
whole
Sammy
thing.
working the door with that.
Yeah,
I can
Sam will
imagine
work the
Sammy
door. Oh,
working the door.
she'll be great at that. I mean, when they get a house, right now they have an apartment, really nice apartment,
Okay.
and so they're on the third floor. I don't think they're
so
going to get on.
They opted out.
See, look at you're what am I saying? You're adding to their joy.
It's the joy of seeing the fun in the kids' eyes.
Kids' eyes, yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm supposed to
Sammy.
scare the crap out of them. I was thinking of wearing. I have a mask, a skeleton mask, and I was going to say. And then I thought the 4 kids or 5 kids in my neighborhood who are trick or treat.
No, I want true Hollywood prosthetics where half the skin is peeling off and there's like blood. We got a stream of blood constantly going. I want like the eyeball. I want like in Breaking Bad. All right.
Yeah. What about Breaking Bad?
Well, I've only seen clips of it. I've experienced that show completely through clips on Facebook and YouTube Shorts. But one of the characters, Gus Fring, he dies a horrible death. And
Somebody just texted you or something, did they?
Yeah,
Is
I
that in
forgot
the
to go into
line?
silence. So every time somebody walks up and down the stairs out there, I get notified.
So anyway, you don't like you're like me then. The doorbell, you don't like the doorbell, the knock knock, the dog barks. I don't, when we had dogs, they'd bark all Halloween. We'd have to put the dogs down in the basement.
You had to put
Because
the
it's
dogs down.
constant-
That seems extreme. Can't you just
for a
hide
little
them?
bit. No, just for a couple hours. It was, they came back. We could resuscitate them.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
That was a
But
close
no,
one.
we'd had to put them downstairs, because ding
Stop
dong,
saying
ding dong,
that.
ding dong, ding dong. It was awful. I hated
I'm
it.
an animal person. You cannot talk like
I
that.
remember, I'll tell you what, when I was a kid, my dad always carved pumpkins with us because that's what dads do, right? And we all called it Jack Pumpkin. Jack the Pumpkin. And
All
that was
right.
the jam in the house. And then when we were
that
adults.
sounds like a euphemism that you should not say anymore.
I know, Jack the Pumpkin. I know. Premature jack-o'-lantern. There's a joke about that.
Premature
somewhere.
jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, it's gotta
Jack-o'-lantern,
be-
yeah. So I've heard that joke. So, and what's with crystal balls and whatever, all those jokes when you're in second grade. I remember all those stupid jokes. But anyway, the point is, now I forgot the point. Oh, my dad. So when they were adults, and he just said to me one day, Robert, I go, yeah. He goes, Halloween. I go, yeah. And you're conjuring up all the great memories. He goes, I hated carving pumpkins. But he didn't let us know when we were young. He did the dad thing, and he did it with gusto. Oh, look at I did do some. That was something. Sammy just said she missed my spooky pumpkins, and I'm thinking of carving a pumpkin this year. Yeah, I haven't carved one in years, but when the kids were young, that was the jam. On the 30th of October, I would stay up late. And I did it one year, and then I go, now you got to do it every year. And I would stay up, like kids would go to bed, and I would work on the pattern ones, the ones that little saws and all the little drills. And
you remember that Grumpkin thing I did, right? That was my.
You were into that. That was.
I was into it 1 year, and that was the end of my carving. Like after I did that, it was just like, ugh. And first of all, why go back to the other? And then second of all, no. I mean, hours I spent on that thing. Cool. And the video's still out there. Yeah, I know, but it was based on
you took a video. You did a video.
Oh, I had Deborah shoot the whole thing, and then I put music on it, and it's on YouTube, hidden somewhere.
Yeah, well, it was cool, but I went, wow, I'm not.
The guy that they based them on, I mean, the Grumpkins guy. I mean, the stuff he does is just.
Sammy says, "Let me see, Bob. Well, you should put the link out there for Sam."
I know. Well, if I had thought I was going to, I mean, if you can entertain the folks, I might be able to find it. Hold on.
Well, yeah, if you can, I can try to entertain the folks. I can always, and there's always the required.
It is fall here and wherever where I am.
It says right there, Las Vegas, at the bottom of your name.
That's right, but you see, I'm on another screen that says YouTube.com because I'm on a research mission.
Well, you can just send her the link and she could watch it because I
have to find it, don't I?
Well, not right now. We only got a few minutes left. The lounge is only open for a little longer. I thought
it's our Halloween special. We always extend it by like 30 seconds. Look at this. I found it.
You did find it. Can you play it? Can I leave a picture with you so Sammy can see?
That's what I want to see if I can. I want to see if
I don't have any. I don't have any Halloween music. I just have that. I don't have any like Charlie Brown pumpkin stuff.
I definitely cannot play the music.
Does it seem to you? Because I'll tell you what. When I watch here we go. Look at this.
Yeah, so that's me sketching it, and there's music behind it that is all like The Shining and music from.
Oh, you did scary music?
Like Dave. There's some Dave Grusin when I'm. So yeah, I was drawing all these vines and then carving it out. Oh man, I've had that picture of us in the corner this whole time. So the whole idea was that it was supposed to be like a face. That's me with youth.
I know what house
I got done with it. And we had to go find these ginormous pumpkins, right? I mean, to be able to do this. I mean, it started looking kind of cool, but not like, not like I was hoping. Good music, though. So I think right here I'm playing the end theme to The Shining, trying to make it. Oh, what happened there? YouTube, what did you do?
You're not. Maybe download speed is kind of.
No, this is corrupt on YouTube, Jen.
Well, and it was nice of you to share, though, Bob.
Yeah, how about that? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Well done indeed.
All right, now.
So Halloween's. I never was, but I liked trick or treating when I was a kid. The Jerry Seinfeld perspective is.
Oh, I did.
Is correct.
Of course, I did.
I mean, you get free
always
candy.
loved the candy, and I did the whole thing. We'd pile it up on the thing. We did the whole thing until I was probably. I think my Jawa costume in the 7th grade is like the last time I remember actually going trick or treating. So I would have been 13. That's about the right time to stop, don't you think?
I was 19 or 20. But that's really. But I hadn't trick or treated for years. But we went to college. When I went to college, there was dorm trick or treating where you'd go dorm room to dorm room.
Yeah.
For shots, they would hand out shots instead of candy. That's so my college days.
Maybe I did some sort of college kind of.
They also used to cordoned off the street, Water Street, which was the main drag where all the bars were, and the cops would put barricades up, and the kids we could just all be in the street, hopping bar to bar, open contain all over the place.
Back in the day.
Yeah, man, that was wild.
They don't make Halloween like that anymore.
No, they don't. They don't anymore. But I trick or treated a little for booze in college. But yeah, I suppose I was around 7th grade, 6th. I do remember it was neat to go when I was younger to go to other neighborhoods, like your friends from school go, come on, because you only did your own block or your own couple of blocks.
Right, and then you find a good neighborhood. Oh man.
Yeah. The rich neighborhood where they're handing out name brand candy, and it's big size. It's like a theater size.
It's more than fun. It's a way more than fun sized. It's like you got to be freaking kidding me size.
Boy,
like how the hell did you get tickets to this size? That's what's going on.
Right. This is IMAX candy is what this is. This is some good stuff.
And with those were the words they chose. I kid you not. Those were the words. So when those words came out, they decided that's when they were going to end the show. They could have done, I don't know, countless other things, but they chose that sequence of words to end it. And this is how we're left with the show. I don't get it. I don't think I can watch anymore.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.